Hello everyone, my name is Ellington. I'm a professional dancer and I'm currently being certified as a personal trainer with the ISSA. Today I'm going to be taking you through a Pilates workout I created over the course of months from exercises on Instagram and TikTok. It has some stretching in it. I kind of get everything: extensions, turnout, butt, hips, everything you'll need. So follow along. I don't know if I'm gonna put a voiceover over this, but it's pretty easy to follow. So maybe just give a watch through once, like quick go through the video so you know what kind of the exercises are, and then follow along. Let's get started. To start off, we're going to be doing 8 of what I call full body crunches. The ball is going to go under your upper back and you're going to try to get your nose to your knees, engaging your core as much as you can at the top and keeping it engaged on the way down. I like this exercise because when you arch your back with the ball underneath you, you have to still keep your core engaged. You can't just let everything go, which is important for things like Arabesque or balances and turns, combres. Next, I go into some bicycles. Again, just keeping the core engaged for 8 repetitions. I'm wrong, 16. Now I move the ball under my bum/lower back, and I do what are called dead bugs alternating for 8. Again, we are focusing on keeping the core engaged. I like doing a lot of lower ab things just because I tend to let a lot of things go when I start focusing more on my legs. Now we're just doing, I don't really know what I call these, but you just you push your legs in and out. I kind of call them leg presses. We're gonna do 8 of these. Now we are going to take a little rest and prepare to lay on our back. I'm putting my loop band and my yoga block off to the side so they're ready for the next exercise. Now we are going to do glute lifts and we're going to do 8. I decided to add in a little extension to the front and carry to seconde. I think this is a really good exercise for extensions and just holding your turnout, especially in things like grand rond de jambe or fouettes. Just a really overall great exercise that I've seen do a lot for my extension, and it works the turnout with the glute lift and frog position. Really focus on getting your leg as high as you can and keeping the turnout when you carry your leg side. Do not let your leg turn in. If you want to work on turnout more than extension, then a lower leg could do, but I prefer to work on the high legs and turnout together. Now we are going to take a little rest again. We're gonna grab our loop band for the exercise after the next, and then we're going to need our ball, and we're gonna put our yoga block under our bum/upper back again. We're gonna do 8 plies in first position, and then we're gonna put the band around our feet, and we're going to do 8 straddle opens to first position. In both these exercises, you really wanna think about keeping the big toes pressing back and opening that turnout. You want your knees to press open and really squeeze the legs at the top. Make sure as your legs straighten, your knees don't turn in, they're staying out, maintaining that rotation. Then we're just gonna open and close the legs. I don't like this exercise because it's not the most comfortable for me for some reason, but we're gonna do 8 of those. Then, holding the turnout, we're gonna do 8 lower and lifts. I really like this again because you have to hold your turnout in multiple positions, which is really good for if you're being partnered and tossed around, or you are moving your leg from behind you to in front. It helps you maintain that rotation. Now we do some straddle opens. We're gonna do 8 of them. You wanna keep your turnout. This is not so much about the opening of the legs as it is more about holding the rotation. But if you have a 180-degree split, I mean, go for it. That's just not what I was gifted with. Now we will transition to our stomach for some backups. We're going to do 8 of each of these exercises. We will start with just your basic backups. I feel like every dancer knows this exercise. Next, we're gonna pick up our ball and open our arms from 2nd to 5th. And each time you wanna try to lift a little higher, keep your head up. This really helps with keeping your back up in Arabesque and not pitching forward. Now we're gonna do 8 of what I call swan ups. When you bend your legs, you wanna try to get your feet to your head. I am just not showing this very well because my back had some pain. Next, we are going to put the band around both of our feet, and we are going to do single-sided backups, placing one arm on the ground beside us and the other arm into an Arabesque. It doesn't have to be an Arabesque, as I'm not, but if you want to go to Arabesque, you can. Really try to stretch through the back of that knee and lift as high as you can. I really like this exercise because since you're pushing on the floor a little bit, you can work on getting higher up in those back muscles that you might not be able to access on your own. Now we are going to take the band off. The next exercise is a bit of a funky one, but it's for your Arabesque and turnout. We're going to put the block under our pelvic bone. If it hurts, you can kind of move it around and see. And we're going to bring our legs to frog position, and we're going to lift them up 8 times. Each time you bring them down, If you would like, you can bring your knees to a little bit higher of a frog position to really work the back of those legs and turn out. But at the top of each one, you really want to squeeze that lower back. Now I'm going to put the block underneath me on my IT band. We're going to put the band around our ankles and we're going to do 15. Next is hip pulls. We're going to do 4 alternating directions. I really like these because I have tendonitis in my hips and this just helps my extension. If you want to work the turnout in the second, you can, but normally my legs are burning at this point, so I don't. Now we're just going to do 10 to 15 pulses in each position. And then we'll do the other side. Now we are going to switch back around to the other side, and another one of my absolute favorite exercises I've been doing for years. It's clamshells, but both legs are doing the clamshell. And this is really great because it helps with the supporting leg, maintaining that rotation when you're doing all your tendus and things. We're going to do 8 on each side. I think I lied. I might have done 10. I am speaking this as I watch the video, so that's why I don't know what's happening. Ignore this next thing. I was just feeling a little silly goofy, so I whacked a leg, but we're going to transition to the other side. Now we are going to do 8 leg lifts, well actually 10 leg lifts over our roller, and this is a new exercise I've started doing. I did it a lot when I was younger and my extension was a little bit more consistent, so I decided to start adding it back in. Really work on using underneath the leg and more the hip than the quad. The quad is okay to use, you just don't want it to be your main thing. Then we will transition for 10 on the other side. The other side is my bad leg, but a lower leg is fine. Work more on the placement and the quality of it than the height, because the height will come regardless of how high you're doing the exercise. We are down to our last few exercises. This one is one I created for my ankles because I have Achilles tendonitis. I also wanted to work on my extensions, and these are all separate exercises, but I thought it would be really smart to combine them together. So we are going to step on the block and grab our ball, and we are going to just do a little squat to the front, trying to keep our hips underneath us, our knees over our toes. This is good for if you don't keep your knees over your toes at bar. We're gonna go into Arabesque, do a little plie in attitude, and then come back to the squatting position for 8 repetitions. Really squeeze that knee and pull up in the leg. You can see I'm wobbling a little bit as this is a very difficult exercise to do. Then I'm going to take my band and move one of the loops, I think 3 over. If you don't have a band to do these, it's perfectly fine, still effective. I just need a little bit more resistance because of my tendonitis in my hips. I am going to do 10 pulls to the front and about 15 pulses. And then when I go second, I'm going to do 8 and then 10 to 15 pulses side. Really try to get your knee as close to your body as you can, as this is mimicking your extensions to the front and to the side. This is also really good for batmas, so you really want to lift that leg with power. And we're going to do a little ankle stability exercise I created. 1 foot on the ball, 1 foot on the block. We're going to do 10 plies. And the foot that is on the ball, you want to try to get your releve or your heel above the ball so that you're barely touching it. You want to try to get your releve even higher than what it already is. And then the last one, I will do a Grand plie. Now we are going to do everything on the other side. The other side is my much lower Arabesque, but it is very important to work both sides. You want to be even, not a one-trick pony dancer. For our final exercise, we are going to take our TheraBand and just do your basic rolling through the feet, some pointing of the toes, winging, and sickling. I put a ball underneath my knees because I have gotten a lot of corrections throughout the years on straightening through the back of my legs, as I wasn't blessed with hyperextension. So having a ball there really helps you focus on pushing into it. And you'll notice naturally your knee's gonna wanna bend into the ball as you point your foot. So you have to work really hard on stretching through the back of that leg. We're gonna do 15 in each position. And then when we do the winging and sickling, we are going to do 10 in each position. I decided, since I was already there, I was just gonna throw in some quick little knee lifts. I think I did about 8 to 10 of them. These are really good, again, for stretching through the back of the legs. Even if you have hyperextension, this could be something to mess around with, just to work on controlling it. I roll through my feet, again, to keep working on pressing through the back of the legs. And then to top it all off, again, for my hip tendonitis, I do some turn-in. This is really good just because the more turn-in you have, the more turnout you'll get. And a lot of dancers, or at least for me, are afraid to do turn-in exercises because they think it's gonna make your turnout worse. But when my PT gave me this exercise, the more I did it, the more I actually saw my turnout improve. For this one, I do about 20 to 30 since it takes a bit more to feel that burn. That is going to be the end of this vlog, but thank you so much for watching. Sorry if I was struggling, but I think it's important to show that in workouts because we're all human beings and we're all striving to be our best. That's the whole point we're doing this, or else if we were perfect, we would need to give up. What's the point? So, hope you enjoyed. I'll try to upload some more. I mainly do this one because this is the one that really works for my body right now and helps me do the things I want to do. Give it a try, alter some things if you need. By no means am I taking credit for all of these exercises. Some of them are mine, some of them are other people's. But yeah, hope you enjoyed. Okay, that's enough.